Hi everyone, it's Rachel here with the Small and Furry. In today's video I'm going to be giving you an updated rabbit setup. This video has been requested for absolutely ages. I cannot even describe how many people have requested this video. So lately I haven't had the money to go and buy them some new toys and stuff because I'm not kidding, but literally by the time I've bought them a toy it's destroyed within 24 hours, so yeah, I'm kind of not going to be spending all my money on expensive toys anymore, and I'm going to try and buy more cheaper toys. Anyways, the hutch has recently been done up. Now, they've moved out the shed, but kind of not permanently, I guess. They've actually got 2 accommodations. I know that sounds kind of weird, but they have a summary setup, which is the hutch. So if it's a really hot night, then I'll bring them outside into the hutch to sleep and to play, and then during the day they can come outside into the run. And if it's, say, a rainy week, then I'll bring them inside into the shed, so they've still got lots of floor space to run around and they can stay there overnight. The reason I've had to take them out of the shed for the heat of the summer is because, like, when it's hot, it's like really hot, and it basically attracts the wasps and the bees. And there's been several times which I've opened up the shed in the morning and there's wasps crawling around the floor. And there's like, say, 1 or 2 wasps, and they're kind of dying, like in the process of dying. And I thought for the rabbit's safety it's probably best to bring them outside of the shed. It's not safe for them to be in the shed with wasps in case they get stung. They haven't got stung so far, so that's good. That's the reason I've had to take the hutch out. But luckily, we used to have like a whole shed of gardening tools inside there, and we've found a place for all of them gardening tools in the garage. So when the hutch was moved outside of the shed, we had an empty shed, so that's when I thought of the idea they could have that shed for their rainy day, wintry setup. So luckily we do have this small hutch that is most definitely not suitable to keep your rabbit in 24/7, but it's like a little lodge for your rabbit to hop in and out of. So I put that inside the shed, and they seem to like hopping in and out of it. They're not too keen on it. They much rather prefer this hutch, which is the Summer Lodge from Pets at Home. So I will give you a tour of both the hutch and the shed, and I'm just going to warn you, if you see kind of exactly the same stuff from this hutch inside the shed, that's pretty much because I don't have the money to buy 2 sets of the same thing. So normally if they're going inside the shed, then I'll take all the products from the hutch and transfer it into the shed, since I don't have the money to kind of prepare for both accommodations, I guess. Yeah, I'm just going to give you a tour now because I've been rambling on for quite some time, and I'll give you a shed tour after the hutch tour. So first I'm going to start with the bottom half of their hutch. Okay, so down here they have a purple litter tray. I recently bought this from Wilkinson's. It was only £2.29, so I thought I'd get it. They have the Back to Nature bedding. I find this bedding really absorbent, so I like to use this for the bunny's litter tray. And then down here we have this little green chew that they've been chewing on. So for the flooring, as you can see, they have this fleece. This is basically a musty brown, I guess you could say, or more of a grey, and it's got little black paw prints on. I do like to have the same fleece running throughout the whole of the hutch. I don't like having different coloured fleeces, but since I bought these fleeces, they've actually gotten smaller, so I don't actually have enough to fit the whole of the hutch floor, so I do need to get some more. And then over here we have their ramp that goes up to the top half of the hut. Then here we have their water bottle on this part of the mesh, since here and up there is actually the only places the water bottle can fit, since they have this kind of wood across the mesh, which is a little bit annoying, but it's fine. So now we'll move on to the left hand side of the hutch. Once again they've got this fleece, they have a little rugby chew, a rope ball, which they haven't actually had this yet. I got it from Poundland for £1. I've seen these in Pets at Home for like £3, so at least if they don't chew it or use it, then I'm not spending too much money. And then they've just got this wooden log with these 2 holes in. I'm probably going to stuff this with hay. They've chewed all the outside of it. But I don't want to put hay in it whilst it's in the hutch because I always get hay stuck to the fleece and it's really annoying. So I'll stuff this with hay when they're inside the shed. So here's what it looks like upstairs. There's not really much to do, but all they actually really like to do is just chill upstairs. So yeah, that's fine. So down here they have their food bowl and it's filled with the Burgess pellets at the moment. So down here they've got a different coloured fleece because I've run out of this fleece. I will be getting more of this anyway. And here they have another green shoe. Here they have a green tunnel that leads into the entrance of their sleeping area. So in here is where I keep all of their hay. They actually eat their hay from here. I've decided against having a hay rack because all the hay just spills onto their fleece and it makes cleaning out really difficult and tiring. Luckily they don't pee in here or poop in here, so it's not like they're eating soiled hay. And then over here we have a wooden log hideaway that Timmy really enjoys jumping on top of and hiding. And as far as bedding goes inside their sleeping area, they just have newspaper on the bottom and then it's got lots of fresh hay on top. And then on top of the hutch we have a blue waterproof rain cover. I like to cover the hutch up at night with this, so if it rains then they're not going to get soaking wet, and if it's cold I guess it will just keep the draft out. So next I'm going to be moving on to the shed tour. Here is the shed. This is what it looks like from the outside. It's actually pretty rusty, like there's lots of paint scratch marks on the woods. It does need to be repainted, I'm aware. My parents were thinking of painting the shed like a bluey colour, so hopefully I can update you guys with the shed once it's been repainted. And here is what the shed looks like from a different angle. If you can see, it's got like a diamond effect going up the shed door. And by the way, please do ignore these woods down here. This is just so that when the bunnies are free range and they don't get behind the shed. So here is a view from the shed when the door's open. As you come through the door there's like a little rack just for you to kind of wipe your feet before you come into the shed. Also down on the floor we have this. The bunnies really like relaxing on here. It's nice and warm, especially when it's cold and rainy. And then down here we've actually got a rug. This is like a scratchy material. It makes it really easy for sweeping up any loose droppings or some hay that's been scattered around the floor. It's actually meant to be on the fairy side, if you can see here. The reason I turned it over is just because all the fur got stuck to it from when they were molting. So it's easier just to have it this way up, and it makes cleaning out a lot easier. The rug actually stretches out all the way to the back of the shed, which is good, and I don't know what Timmy's doing. And then down here where Penelope's sitting, we just have a towel because the rug doesn't stretch all the way over here. Just beside the door we have their green tunnel, which they absolutely adore going in and out of. And then over here we have their organisation. I'm not actually going to show you the organisation because actually it's very, very messy at the moment. But I will do an organisation video shortly. So just here they have their organisation bin. This just consists of their bales of hay and their back to nature bedding. Timmy, what are you doing in the organisation tub? And then beside their organisation bin they have their humongo litter tray. This is actually a storage box. It actually works really well as a litter tray if you take the lid off. Both bunnies fit in here just fine because normally they do like to kick each other out the litter box, so at least this way they can both fit in the litter box. Next, moving on to what's on the base of the floor, we have their litter tray over there. As you can see, Timmy's inside. I don't actually normally have a litter tray here. Yeah, I just had it spare because they've got a purple one in their hutch now, so I had a third litter tray spare. I'm probably going to take it out though because I don't like the idea of cleaning out 3 litter trays. It's a waste of bedding and it actually costs quite a lot to buy. And then up there they have a hay rack filled with some hay, and they have a water bottle on the hutch. I'll show you the hutch in a minute. Down here they've got their wooden log to keep the hutch door open. They have their wooden log tubey thing, I'm not sure what you'd call it, and I've stuffed it with hay. So down here we've got this wooden divider kind of thing. I'm not really sure what you'd call it, but my granddad made it for my mum's rabbits when she was young, and it's just kind of been passed on. It's really old, but yeah, they seem to like having a little compartment to run in and out of. As you can see, Timmy's sat in there at the moment. And inside it's filled with lots of hay for them to chew on. Then down here they have their two bowls. One has water in and the other one has their Burgess pellets inside. Okay, so next, you've probably guessed, they have their hutch in here. It's not a recommended size for a rabbit. We was going to throw this hutch away, or was either going to keep it so that if one of them got ill and they had to be separated, then I could put one of them in here as a temporary accommodation. It's most definitely not suitable to keep your rabbit in. I have to make that clear. But now we have the shed and the hutch, we don't really need it anymore. But I thought I could just bring it in here and they could hop in and out of it as they want. And it's quite sweet, they do like hopping in and out of it. They don't like it as much as their double-storey hutch, but it looks kind of sweet in here, so it's going to stay. Inside the sleeping area half, they have this black fleece in here, and then as you can see there's a half to get into the main living quarters. In the living quarters they've just got another fleece, and that's basically okay, it. So on top of the hutch they have this corner unit. So as for what is on the shelf, we have their veggie bowls and some pellet bowls and some scoops. And then on the top shelf they have their insecticidal spray, and then they've got their grooming kits. Okay, so then on the left hand side of the wall, here they have an air vent, and you can open and close it as you want. Then also on the wall is a calendar. It's a One Direction calendar because, like it or not, I'm a Directioner. And then yeah, I was meant to circle in their vet checks and the days they need to be cleaned out and video days and stuff like that. So as you can see, the hutch is here, and then if we turn around, please excuse the washing, the shed's over there. So that's basically it for the video. I'm probably going to be doing monthly hutch and shed tours from now on, although I'm not sure if the shed will be changing in the next month, so I'll only give you a tour if it's changed. But I'm pretty sure I'll be giving you a hutch tour next month because there's lots of updates I want for the hutch. So before you go, don't forget to thumbs up the video if you enjoyed and leave a comment in the description, and me and the bunnies will see you in our next video soon. Bye for now!